Hi, I'm Frank Poyer with CBAV, Concerned Bass Anglers of Virginia. Since you're watching this presentation, you're probably already well aware of the fact that largemouth bass virus has been detected in a number of Virginia waters. Since little is known about the virus, we hope that this video might help to educate you a little bit about the virus and what can be done as anglers to help prevent the spread of the virus to other bodies of water.
Hi, I'm John Cruz, professional bass angler. I was born and raised in Virginia and grew up fishing all these wonderful bodies of water that we have here. Recently, the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries delivered a report that largemouth bass virus was found in Kerr Lake and in Briery Creek Reservoir. This startling news finally pinpointed a reason for the catch decline experienced by anglers in these great fisheries and prompted all concerned bass anglers to rally and initiate an unparalleled conservation effort to restore these fisheries. Bass anglers are passionate conservationists and continue working nationwide to preserve fisheries for future generations. Once again, we are all called upon to do our part. This DVD, prepared by concerned bass anglers of Virginia with the support of many sponsors, defines our part in the solution and will answer the question, what is LMBV and what can I, as an angling conservationist, do to restore these fisheries?
What is a largemouth bass virus?
Well, the virus it's one that's been found back in 1991. It was first discovered in Florida at Lake Weir. Nobody's real sure where the thing came from. It could have been an exotic introduction, even from the pet trade industry coming from China. But there's still a lot of speculation even nowadays about where that exactly came from. It's a virus that's specific to largemouth bass, only causes mortality in some largemouth bass, not all of them. It's important to know that. Other species can carry it, but it only seems to be mortal to largemouth bass.
How can you tell if a bass has the largemouth bass virus?
That's a good question. It's a lot of times you would never know that a fishery has the virus going on. There's usually not a big fish kill associated with it. You don't necessarily see fish floating and dying from the disease. If it's a real advanced stage of it, there are fish that can come to the surface of the water. They can't submerge themselves because their swim bladder's affected. It expands up and they can't submerge. And they'll swim erratically at the surface, and you'll see fish like that sometimes. Now, we haven't seen or had reports of that here at Bugs Island Lake at all. And there was no fish kill associated with it. It's just an increase in mortality from the disease, which, of course, increasing mortality is not a good thing if you want trophy fish in the system.
We all need to do our best to help protect and minimize stress to the fish by preserving their protective coating.
A 5-pound bass that you catch on Kerr Lake is likely to be 12 years old. Now, when you understand that and you realize that you're lipping this fish, you've got something that is a pretty substantial resource in your hand.
Absolutely.
And you really want that fish to survive. You've got to protect its slime layer. And if the fish does have the virus, you've got to make sure you minimize stress on that fish so it has an opportunity to survive when it's released.
When catching a fish, handle it in such a fashion to avoid touching its sides if possible. Remove the hooks and place them back into the water as soon as possible. Initial mortality is highest when fish are caught and handled in water temperatures exceeding 72 degrees. Our job in these conditions is to do our best to minimize stress, and it takes very little effort on our part to improve survival chances during periods of higher water temperature. Follow procedures recommended in keeping bass alive. Biologists warn us that live wells can be the leading culprit in spreading the virus to other fisheries.
Dan, how exactly does a disease spread from bass to bass?
Unfortunately, it spreads pretty easily. Even live well water, it's fish-to-fish contacts that can be kept in the mucus of the fish. So if you put one infected fish in a live well with 4 healthy ones, you can spread it that way. Now again, just because they're exposed to it doesn't mean they're all going to die. But again, some of them do build up an immunity and are just fine with having the disease in their system. But again, water is a good transfer point. We don't recommend people clean their fish and throw the offal in the lake, because if they eat that even, they can transmit it that way.
Keeping your live well clean between fishing trips is a good practice to keep us from transporting undesirable pathogens and organisms from one body of water to another, and becomes critical when LMBV is involved. In fact, boats, trailers, and other fishing equipment should be thoroughly cleaned between fishing trips to avoid the spread. All that's necessary is a mild Clorox solution or live well cleaner such as manufactured by Captain Gary. First, clean the live well of any debris. Next, fill the live wells with water and add the cleaning agent. Recirculate the live wells for a period of 10 minutes. Drain the live wells in an environmentally friendly location away from the body of water you fished. Use some of the solution to rinse weigh-in bags and thoroughly dry the bag. For those of you who are tournament directors and move tournaments between bodies of water, this same process must be employed for all weigh-in equipment. Holding tanks and weigh-in bags that are not thoroughly cleaned and dried between tournaments are just as likely to spread LMBV as any live well.
So I think this is the important question that anglers and tournament fishermen and everything around want to know. Should we continue to fish?
Yeah, we absolutely don't tell people to stop fishing. The only thing that we're recommending to folks, there's a couple of things, and I think the DVD is going to do a real good job of talking about these, is just careful catch, taking real good care of the catch, keeping them cool, having good weigh-in stations like you have here today, and just taking care of not fighting them too long, keeping them in a cool live well with some sort of a treatment.
Further testing is being done to determine if LMBV is present in our other waters. As our biologists bring forth these reports, we will be called upon to expand our efforts to include other bodies of water. These are the fisheries we all love and many grew up fishing. We're all called to action to prevent its spread to other fisheries where possible and to help restore these affected fisheries to their greatness. All that's required is a commitment to the best practices we've outlined in this DVD. This DVD was prepared by the Concerned Bass Anglers of Virginia, CBAV. Join CBAV in supporting this effort by acquiring and wearing one of our Save Our Bass wristbands that will communicate your participation and commitment to this great conservation effort.
As an angler and as a member of the CBAV, we just appreciate all of y'all's resources and all the work that you guys have done, helping to educate the public, the town hall meetings that you guys have had down here. And we really appreciate the partnership with you guys and look forward to working with you guys for many, many, many years to come.
Us too. I mean, this is the best way to get the word out, having a group like you that will help us to get, you know, those best practices out there, because they've been there for years. We just have to let people know that, you know, there's all kinds of ways to help the fishery all the time, not just when there's a bass virus outbreak or something like that. So
exactly.
We appreciate your help.
So Dan, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Guys.
It's as easy as catch and release was to catch on. We want to make catch, care, and release easy to catch on. One of the things that we're trying to do as part of the CBAV is to try to get the word out there, as Tom mentioned, but we're also trying to raise some funds. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're trying to really get this word out, trying to spread the word out to Virginia, North Carolina, Maryland, across the country. And one of the things that we're trying to do this is we're selling these. Tom, do you have yours on by chance?
I have it on.
I do as well, matching camo. It's almost like we were separated at birth. But these are our CBAV Save Our Bass wristbands. They're going to be available at a lot of retailers across the state of Virginia, and we're just hoping to put one of these in all of the anglers' hands just to kind of spread that awareness and help us promote catch, care, and release. Tom, thank you for your time today, and looking forward to hearing back from you in a while to see how our efforts are paying out.
Thank you, sir.